Good afternoon. My name is Mackenzie Davidson. As you may know, I am here today to talk about my final reflection with my vision of teaching. Here I'm going to connect all of my reflections and how they have either stayed the same or have changed. Back in Foundations 1, I talked about my vision of teaching. Here I stated that I believe that teaching can happen anywhere and can look like anything. Although I still believe that, I've expanded my vision. In Foundations 2, I went on to explain that my vision of teaching is much more than just teaching students within the classroom. Later, I wrote that education is always growing and happening. The world has educational moments every day, and it's our duty to teach students that and facilitate learning wherever we can go. As time went on with the program, I was able to mature my thought process. My vision of teaching falls under the active learning as well as the problem-based or inquiry-based learning, as students are always learning through their actions and specific moments that go on around us. So if we were looking at a specific theorist, it would have to be Vygotsky's zone of proximal development, as I too believe that learning takes place when students solve problems beyond their current development level with the support of their teachers and peers. Within my placement this semester in kindergarten, this can be seen through all lessons. We really tried to pull that inquiry out before expanding the teaching. So I can't say that my vision has changed. I believe that it has matured. Although my vision of teaching has a very strong foundation, there are some limitations that I have had to jump and navigate through. Students all learn in different ways. Therefore, not all students learn through inquiry-based learning. Some students need to have a very structured approach. So navigating the waters to help support all learners, UDL is incredibly important, especially when it comes to teaching, because at the end of the day, it is a student's program we are facilitating. Within this week, you can see that I've connected it when I state that the ethical standard specifically states that embodies fairness, openness, and honesty. And I do believe that having these limitations and only connecting to one theorist doesn't help with the fairness or the openness and the honesty. Although my vision of teaching falls strongly with Vygotsky's theory, seeing how some students can't connect with this style, I have had to incorporate other theories and teaching styles, like Bloom's taxonomy model. Here I was able to break down my different teaching methods, like applying, understanding, or remembering. And within this page, you can see that I connect it when I state that the frequent self-assessment provides students and teachers with continual access to descriptive feedback. Descriptive feedback really helps all students because it allows students to reflect and analyze what they've done, their work, within their work, and move forward to try and better themselves and better their work. This allowed students to have access to other teaching styles. I was also able to see the students who had a hard time with Vygotsky's theory teaching methods and excel with Bloom's. The behaviors, like cameras off, changed, and those students who were able to turn their cameras on and participate in the lesson. It was a big switch. There was a lot off, and then when I switched my teaching styles, there was a lot of cameras off. This was particularly seen in my music lesson in my grade 3 class. I incorporated text, I incorporated videos, and I incorporated discussion, and this really opened up the learning and allowed students to really reflect and join in the teachings. While moving on to my teaching career, I have a couple goals for myself to keep in mind. So my first one is create a safe and inclusive classroom for all students. And my second is adapting my material for all students, allowing for all students to feel proud of what they have accomplished. These are important goals for me to bring to my classroom because everyone should have a place in the classroom. They should have access to material that all students understand and are able to use. So left-handed scissors, the use of multicolored markers to allow for students to see themselves and to see everyone, as well as using their name within the math problems. I just want to thank you for joining me in my lesson and my connections to my reflections. Thank you.